Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad to hear on this Tuesday morning. We're here on June the 6th, 2023, and we're glad to be here. We appreciate you being one of our viewers. Let's take a look at our weather brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning, Drew Pollard and hard-working crew taking care of our everyday comfort needs. First thing on the weather, Jeff, was, we're talking about this little tropical depression might form, and it's a little bit early for all this now. We're not quite ready, so something we need to keep an eye on, as always, and we're going to tell you about last week's fishing trip with all that bad weather, then all of a sudden it's just a good day. So that's all coming up. But a high today is going to be 84, low 69, water temperature 78 at the end of the city pier. The river reading is brought to us by Panama City Coca-Cola. We're looking at Apalachicola Bluntstown is reading a 5.3 and dropping out. It's in great shape. The Choctaw at Caryville actually down to 3.4. It's got a slow drop to it. So both rivers are some of the best shapes that they've been in all year right now in June, which is a great time as we have been talking about. Our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Good strong tides. We're looking at high tide right in the middle of the day, 11:37. It's going to be going out strongly to about 11:04 tonight. Marine forecast be southeast coming in about 11. Double digits, been pretty steady, but the good part of it sort of keeps away those yellow flies and mosquitoes and sand gnats. So that's a good part. We're looking on the bright side of things, okay? Take a break, we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. I want to say a belated happy birthday to Mr. Buck Buchanan up there in Chipley, born and raised in West Bay. We've had him, talked about him a lot before. We went up there on his 100th birthday and sat down and just had a great time. Had a long 3-hour interview with him. And his son, Fred, called me the other day. He said, Winston, just want you to know, Dad's turning 105. He wanted you to know about it. So happy birthday, and I'll get a kick out of him tomorrow. I had him in my book, and I'm going to sort of show you a poem he wrote about back in the old days, back in the day. So we're going to do that tomorrow, but I always want to wish him a late happy birthday. I believe it was this past Saturday. And right here, y'all see this right here? I always ask him, now, Mr. Buck, what was your secret to living so long? He eats a banana every day. So I should show him eat this banana. But his secret is he stays active, he keeps moving to his yard, picks up pine cones, and just keeps moving and just keeps on doing stuff. So 105 years old. Remember, I told you the story of him. He actually drove, he was a surveyor, and he actually drove the very first stake at the Alabama-Florida state line when it was surveyed for Interstate 10. He drove the very first stake at that line. So I thought, that was a while back. Okay. All right, let's move on with some pictures. I want to congratulate the Eifert brothers. They're good fishermen. First of all, they're good guys. They work hard on Eifert Automotive there on Transmitter Road, but they won this big redfish tournament. Take a look at it right here. This is Kevin Lee. Okay, Dennis and I fished the Florida Redfish Series at Panacea tournament today, and finally put it all together and came away with a win. Thanks to Chris and Kelly Harwood and their staff for putting one great redfish tournament series. So here they are right here. How much they win? Whoa, $3,250. They're good fishermen. They're always placing in money. And they fish hard, and they have this passion for fishing. So congratulations to the Eifert brothers. I see them a lot at the tournaments, and they're always up there in the top 3 or 4, always. So glad they won that one at a Panacea. Now, we have some other pictures. I got all kind of set up to show you, but here we go. This is Brent Skipper. Brent's a fisherman, played baseball for me. His son plays baseball now for Bozeman. Okay, I fished for 45 years and never caught a 10-plus pound bass. And this fat dude, which I think he knows his buddy, he catches one a couple of weeks going into it. Can you believe that? How about 10 pounds have been fishing a couple of weeks. And Brent bass fished for 45 years, but that's how it goes. But anyway, little daughter there at Bozeman, she's killing it. Good job, Rebecca Skipper. Okay, there's our buddy up here in Chipley. This is Stacy Hartzog, they go every year up to the mountains, okay? Coach, we had a good couple of days on our annual trout fishing trip this year. Me and my mountain buddy Mark, last week. Hopefully the family are doing well. And we checked that out. Now, you talking about fishing up there in those mountain streams? That is some fine fish right there. Good job, Stacy, and thank you for sharing that with us. It makes me want to head to the mountains for a little while. This past week, if you've driven anywhere, fact, Panama City Beach is exactly 1 hour from Panama City Beach. I think all of us can relate to that. You cross that bridge and it's just going to be bumper to bumper. It's amazing. Some more tarpon. Everybody's talking about tarpon. This is a complete inshore charters. This their trip was took some girls out and they just had a grand time. Look at the big old smile. Big redfish, big tarpon. Is that not a great trip? You see them around the bridge there catching them big bull reds. Okay. Let's jump to freshwater. Kenny Bird is taking his mama fishing. Is she happy or what? Look at that Choctaw River. That's a pretty river. And that's a good mess of fish. Good job, Kenny Bird. Okay, this is unusual now. Panama City Inshore. It's Matt Smith, Captain Matt. He's been on the show for a long time, and it's been a long time since he's been on. But they caught this gar. Check this out. Caught this gar out here. That's two buddies fishing together. They're longtime friends, and they that's unusual. They thought they had a speckled trout. Okay, a fish probably goes home and lies about all the bait he stole. So it runs in the genre. Okay, let's see, that catches up on a lot of them. I'm gonna show you this one. My buddy Nat Harris watches the show, been a viewer for a long time, originally from Mobile, Alabama. We used to go tuna fishing together out there in Venice, Louisiana, and lo and behold, he sent me a picture the other day of him out there, and this is their trip. That is some nice tuna. And again, that is if you want to ever travel and go on a fishing trip out of town or something, I'd highly recommend Venice, Louisiana. That's just a good place to go. Let's take a break and take a right back. Okay, welcome back. I have another short video from Bill Roxby in the Bill Roxby series of the Panhandle, Nature in the Panhandle. He sends us one pretty regular because he just seems to be in the right place at the right time on sending some cool stuff. So, okay, I'm gonna read it. Hey, Coach. Okay, he's on our way to a ball game. This is 12 o'clock. This is 12 noon Sunday. This bear was standing out by the road. Okay, so here we go. Let me see if I can, here. This bear, oops. Let me go back. Oh, here we go. So they've got this bear standing inside the road. Trying to get, there you go, that's what I'm trying to do. Now, so, look at here. He's just driving down the road Sunday at noon, and here's a bear. Over there, look at him. He can't decide, he wants to cross the road, and then he backs up, and then all of a sudden, okay, he takes off that way, but then he sees that parking lot's full. So, okay, check this out. When you see bear crossing sign, once they start to cross the road, they just keep going. They're not going to slow down for anything. That's the Bill Roxby series. But what he was talking about, this was at an area. Let's see. He was at the bear was standing by the road. I'm trying to find out where he was. Highway 98 and 393 over there in Walton County. And what was interesting, I told him, thanks for sending it and appreciate that. And he said that if you look back at the game time that I gave on Friday's show, the fishing game times, it was around noon, and that's when it was, right around noon. So that's proof right there, those fishing game times are important. Okay, now, thank you, Bill, for sharing those. Someone else sent a bear picture the other day. Well, you saw it. I actually have two bear pictures last week and this one, so they are moving around. Okay, now let's talk. I want to show these. I want to show you some some clothes. First of all, this shirt I have on, this is Academy Sports has a new line coming up July 4th. You know, it's less than a month from here, and we always love to dress up, not dress up, just dress in something sort of Americana. And this shirt here, I mean, it doesn't get more Americana than this with the bass and the rod and reels and all these things I've showed you. So I love this shirt. I'm gonna wear this on July 4th when we have our family get together. But just as you walk in the door, Academy Sports, I'm so impressed with their Magellan clothing line. What they call this is the right stuff shirts. Okay, just solid blue right here. They have all kinds of t-shirts. These are real comfortable. I was wearing this the other day. I'm not wearing one like this. Very comfortable. But this is that retro. It's called a retro line they put out. But check that out. You don't see that? It's pretty color. We got Father's Day coming up. Now, if you're like me, you have all these outdoor stuff, but you don't have enough outdoor shirts. So there you go there, that color. I thought this is cool. They have that here, and then on the back, got the chairs, a barbecue grill, a lantern, all that cool stuff there. That's really some good Father's Day stuff. Some more t-shirts they have. Let me see. Yeah, here's a shirts right there. I'm not just saying this because of the show, I'm really impressed with the quality of their clothing and the price of it, less than like $29, $24. And how about some swimsuits? Check this out. Jeff, what do you think? You like that? Jeff said he liked it. Now what about this for July 4th? Okay, okay, here it is right here. The Right Stuff Academy. Okay, that's a new, just broke out this new clothing line. I just want to share it with you because I know y'all always asking for different ideas and all for people to get different people, brothers and cousins and all for July 4th. But it's very comfortable, and I really like their stuff there. Now, so that's Academy Sports and Outdoors. Now I have this email. This is really good too. We'll talk about different things. Remember I was talking about seeing so many rabbits all over the place and not really figuring out why we're having so many rabbits. I'm thinking, less coyotes, less predators. And one of our viewers, I'm gonna read this to you because, okay. Oh, here's right here. Let's see. Okay, this is from John Wilson. Winston, been a fan since moving here since 2015. Love your show, and you mentioned more rabbits this year. The one thing the hurricane did was create deadfall and a lot of briar and blackberry patches. This really gave our small game room to breathe from coyotes, gray fox, bobcat, feral cats, and assorted hawks. I also have been seeing more rabbits and also quail. Worst thing we do for small game is control burns and clearing land to eliminate all deadfall. Just throwing it out there. Take care, John from East Bay, Panama City. First of all, thank you, John, for sending that. And I read that a couple of times because it makes so much sense what he is saying. You stop and think in nature, all animals have to have a safety area, some kind of protection. And we have had this hurricane, all throughout the Panhandle, all these fallen logs and then the briars and everything grow up. It's not, as you're looking at nature, it's not as beautiful as big trees and all that, but it is essential in nature to have those spots. And we've talked about having a place in the backyard for box turtles, just some little brush pile or something. But we have, as humans, we just have this, we got to clear it. We got to get everything cleared up and spread out and all that. And I'm bad about it too, but over the years I've learned to have at least part of my yard just natural, just with the snakes and the box turtles and all that. But that makes so much sense because yesterday I was watching a rabbit. I've had rabbits every day for I think during this past year, last 6 or 8 months, every day, 2 or 3 at a time. And I keep waiting, as I'm looking at the bird feeder, I keep waiting for that hawk to fly down and just grab one. I want to get it on camera because that's nature, raw nature right there, but it has not happened. And now the rabbits are so relaxed. I think you remember the picture I was showing them, just spread out, looked like they're talking to me in the window, not scared of anything. So that is important. On control burns, when you start talking about those controlled burns, we've talked about it before with Forrester, Andy Cobb. The big animals, the deer, the bear, the coyotes, they're going to take off. The smaller animals, sometimes they get trapped in it because they can't really sense it because they're this close to the ground, and that's some valid points there. So I really appreciate that kind of feedback, and I really had not thought about it like that. But as as an outdoors person, as most of y'all are, it's just really important to look at all the factors in the outdoors here in the Panhandle. All right, I just thank you, John, for sending that. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Let's take a look at our fishing game time today. Very important. Brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers in Port St. Joe. Our time, 1:52 a.m. to 3:52, and then later on this afternoon, 2:24 to 4:24. That's when the bears are going to be moving across the highways. Okay, now, speaking of bears, send those pictures in, okay? Now, we were able to go on our Seminole Wind annual trip with Captain Billy Archer this past Saturday. We were on standby for Thursday and Friday because of that system out in the Gulf. And ironically, did y'all watch that system? It went south toward Tampa. All the time it's coming from Tampa up our way. I started to tell them that's payback for sending all those up our way. But anyway, we got one out there now, so keep an eye on it. But anyway, the seas were like 6 to 8 on Thursday. And Billy, that was the opening day, so Billy had to call off his Thursday trip and his Friday trip because they're 4 to 6 on Friday. Well, he called us Friday morning. We've been on standby. I said, okay, it's all clear. It looked good. Saturday, folks, the seas were 1 to 2. I mean, we just hit the jackpot right there. And I've been on both sides. I've been in those 4 to 6s. So we had a wonderful trip. And one of the guys that went with us, and I've got some pictures to show you, and we had the video. I've told some of y'all watching this morning on the trip, it may be Monday before we get that video put together because there's a lot of stuff Gail has to edit when I'm filming, so especially fishing and filming. But anyway, John Sprouse was on the boat with us. His dad helped. He and Lawrence Sledge started this 25 years we've been taking this trip. I've been on most of them, not all of them. But here's John right here. John he built this custom rod, okay? See his name down there, John Sprouse, okay? And it's just, he was able to, I was just so impressed. He brought his own rod and reel aboard. Of course, they supply everything, but he was able to bring his own here. Let me see. I actually got him talking about, you're not going to be able to hear it. He was telling about how his dad taught him how to do it. And we was talking about the different ways he'd do it, okay? Look at all those threads, he put those in there himself and just customized it. And his uncles are real good at rod wrapping. And we've talked about how important doing those kind of things are if it's like a family tradition. But anyway, let me show you some pictures from the trip, and we'll talk more about it later. Here's our first picture right here. Billy took this picture. We're coming back in. Folks, we caught some quality red snapper. And that's a good fishing crew right there. We had a grand time. I'm serious. We had a grand time. And then we'll, of course, get back for the obligatory Seminole Wind trip right there. And thanks to Lawrence Sledge for putting all this together. Billy Archer posted, and here's what Billy said on Facebook: some of the best customers on the face of the planet. Thank you, Lawrence and Pam Sledge, Coach Winston Chester, and John Sprouse and crew. After 25 years of doing this together, I really appreciate your friendship. Stay safe and blessed. We just have this relationship with our captain, and we've known him a long time, and that's why I encourage you to, we're talking about fishing with these local captains and all. These are good people. They want you to catch fish, and we just enjoy being around them. And people ask what kind of trip it is, and how deep of water. We start fishing 160, 180, go all the way down to about 240 or something. We move around a lot, and he has these spots, and it's a joy every year. I look forward to that opening Saturday of snapper season, and every now and then we get some openings. In fact, to Waylon Thompson and his son this year, Waylon had his first trip, Waylon and Lawson, and they had a grand time. So the big fish was 16-pounder. We had like 3 or 4 16-pounders. We had to measure on the length of one. It was just that much, and Greg Williams won that. Okay, so I got a couple other things too. One thing I got time to get into. I'm a little upset at the CCA because I was looking at they put these fish out here, the red fish we've been talking about. I started looking at it last night. If I can find it here. Here it is, right here, this map. Check this out. All right, we talked about Lisa Fitzgerald sent this to me. And this is how many tagged redfish. I've mentioned it before, but this is the official count. And, start up here in the Florida Panhandle, Escambia County, 4-4, and all the way down. And all of a sudden, right in the middle of the screen, 2 for Gulf County. What's up with that? I'm serious. And way over in top, and 1 for Jefferson County. I mean, they only got about half a mile shoreline over there, so I understand Jefferson County, but then go down here, 8 in Levy County. I mean, look at all of them. I'm just going down the coastline here. Hillsborough, they getting 5 in the bay and then 5 right outside the bay. That's 10, and the 4, they're getting 14 right there. I know there are more people, but then down here in Charlotte County, Fort Myers, they got about 12 total. Now, our buddies on the Atlantic coast, they didn't get that many either. But Gulf County, I'm going to text Lisa or call her and say, what's up with 2 fish for Gulf County? Right next door, Franklin got 4, and I mean, they really should get about 6 or 8 with all the water around Franklin County. But anyway, that's just something I want to check on. And another thing too, right here, if you see, they're talking about redfish and dolphin, and I don't know, this is wondering how many tagged redfish and tagged dolphin were released and where. Well, here you go. So I didn't. This is the first year I think they put the dolphin count in with the redfish. I mean, dolphin. I mean, they're real pretty and all, but I don't want them mixed in with. A lot of us can't go offshore or near shore and fish for them. Most of us going to target those redfish. So I'm more interested in that. So I'm going to call Lisa. Sometimes she's been on the show before, and she's in charge of the whole state, and the state's busy. I'm going to try to get her to come back up here and explain things to us. Okay? All right, we got to wrap it up. I enjoyed doing today's show. Appreciate the viewership, all the feedback we get. You do something good today for your fellow man. Enjoy the outdoors, and let's take care of it. Have a great day, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.